As a digital marketing consultant, I speak to e-commerce businesses every single day, and most of them are not getting the sales that they want, and they think it's a product problem, but in reality, it's something a lot bigger than that. And today, I'm going to talk about the biggest reasons why e-commerce businesses might not be getting the sales they think they deserve. And the first reason why people might not be buying from you is that they just don't know you exist. You could have the best product in the world, but if nobody can buy from you because they can't find you, then there's no need for it. And I find that a lot of times e-commerce websites don't have any SEO at all. You might see it a lot of times when you're going through a website and everything just seems to be on the home page and there's not many categories and stuff. And I get the reason for that. It kind of puts it all in one place, but that is not best when it comes to your website. You're best to go for category of product that is going after that specific reason. For example, if you're selling shoes and you're selling vegan shoes, make sure you have a website going for them vegan shoes, or you can even go further and go for things like vegan boots. It's really important that you have these different categories on different pages, because otherwise Google just doesn't know exactly what you're selling, and the customer can easily get confused when it comes to making a purchase on your website. And other things you should be utilizing on your website as well are things like blog posts. You should talk about your product. Not only might people stumble across your product when it comes to these blog posts, but Google loves it as well for their EEAT, basically how trustworthy a website is, which can help people find you a lot easier on your website. But this can work a different way as well. If you have a website selling an e-commerce product that could easily be sold on SEO as well, make sure it is on there. Don't just go through one channel. Please try to spread out as much as possible. And here's a great website of a website that I help run. And you can see you have got all sorts of categories here. You've got flat sandals, wedge sandals, sliders, etc. All these different categories that people could search for online rather than just having the single one. The second reason why someone might be making an e-commerce purchase on your website, and why should they purchase today rather than just wait next week for it, when in reality they probably will move off that idea by then. I was trying to find the most obvious example when it comes to this. For example, if you are buying milk, you probably want milk straight away, especially when you search something like buy milk today, you want it straight away to your door. And the issue with that is that a lot of these competitors, for example, on Amazon and stuff, are quite low down when it comes to the bidding. I don't think it's because they are bidding not that much, but it's why would they go after them? For example, these guys, the Modern Milkman, they're saying they can get a doorstep delivery by 7 a.m, which is 7:30 a.m, which is perfect, and ordered by 8 p.m. for the next day, which is perfect when it comes to these sort of things, because people want this ASAP. They want it ASAP. Obviously, there's more of a service than an e-commerce service, but it works in the same way. You need to make sure that you've got your best deals on there. Also, if you can get something to somebody on their first day, that's perfect. And that's exactly why Amazon does so well when it comes to these sort of things. You know full well when you purchase something on Amazon, you could get it even today. If you order early in the morning, you need something ASAP, you know full well you can probably get it. So having these sort of offers, or free deliveries, or 10% for the new customers, kind of puts that worry about ordering to the side, because they know full well they're going to get the things that they're ordering. Any USPs like that, make sure you mention them on your website, because it could really help stand out to your competitors. And you'd be surprised how many people have USPs, but they don't shout about them. But the third thing, let's say you've got the traffic coming in, but nobody's purchasing. Why? Maybe it is a trust issue. Even in real life, if you're talking to somebody who seems dodgy trying to sell you something, you can easily be put off. So websites should promote if they have good reviews or some sort of proof that their product does what it does. Make sure that it's on your website. You'd be very surprised how many businesses don't do this. A great example of this is a business I used to work with called Instant Print. As you can see, Trustpilot's there, so you know it's a trustworthy website. And also, if you scroll down, you can see things like free delivery over £75, free artwork check and stuff, things to just give people an extra bit of confidence when it comes to actually purchasing from their website. Now, the fourth thing that a lot of e-commerce websites aren't using is Google Shopping. It's completely free to set up. You don't need to run ads on it, as a lot of people think you do, and you can basically get all your products onto a feed like this. Obviously, you see a lot of top UK brands here like Argos and stuff, but when it comes to very niche products, you could easily appear on this basically free of charge. It's up to you to basically utilize it. All you need to really do is just upload all your feed when it comes to your website onto something like this, which is Google Merchant Center, and it's free to set up. It does take a little bit of time to set this up, but once it is live, and you can also plug it into, for example, if you're using a Shopify website, you can put Shopify into this, so it basically does all the heavy lifting for you. So yeah, I definitely recommend to use Google Shopping, because why not? It's free. And the fifth thing that you should be doing that you might not be is tracking. make sure you are tracking where the sales are coming from on your website, because this could be a massive indicator to see what is and what isn't working. So there are a few things that I recommend when it comes to this. I recommend to use Google Search Console, especially when it comes to your SEO and organic traffic. Also use things like GE4, which you can basically see it's like a free analytical packages from Google, and you can see exactly how many people come to your website, the sources, etc. when it comes to your website. And then finally, a bonus one, you could use Microsoft Clarity to basically just see what people are doing when they actually land on your website. I have a warning though, it is very addictive once you start using it. The next thing I see on websites is that they could be too painful to use. They're so slow, you cannot find your way around. Some of these websites are absolute nightmares, and you've probably been on one yourself. You go on a website, things are just taking forever to load up. You could wait for about 10 seconds and you just lose patience. You just decide to click away from the website and just go into something else because you cannot be bothered to wait any longer. And another reason for that as well is that the journey just could be too long, too complicated. You might have seen a form with about 1,000 things to fill in. You don't want to waste your time doing things like that. You want to basically say click, click, click and get to the result that you want. And in this case would be an e-commerce purchase. You want that product. So 4 things of notice. 4 things I would do. Make sure your website isn't loading slowly. Make sure that it is minimal as possible. Don't try to plow them with too information. The step-by-steps I've mentioned earlier in the video about category pages. Make sure that the category pages are there, but it is easy to get to the eventually to the checkout, to the add to basket. And 4 as well, look at your checkout. Make sure it's not confusing. If you have been offering a code, make sure you talk about the code on this checkout page or basket, just not to confuse the customer anymore when it comes to making the purchase. And the last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to e-commerce sales is using all your channels that you have available. I could talk about each section as it goes, but it'll take forever. So I'm going to make it very, very simple to you. Use ads if you want to try to scale your business as much as possible. I don't recommend to use ads straight from the start. I think you should get your organic presence as good as possible, or use things like social media, which will be the next one. But I do recommend to use some ads if you're really wanting to scale your website as much as possible. It's great to put them excess profits within your business to put it into ads to eventually start scaling, get the word of mouth going, that sort of thing. Also, social media. Don't be afraid to use social media. It can be a little bit scary to put your face in front of a camera like I am doing now. But if you are just filming a product, that sort of thing, taking a photo, just using some free photos that you see online, trying to promote your product as much as possible through these channels, especially things like TikTok that are very inspirational shopping based platforms. You can get a lot of sales utilizing things like TikTok. People literally have their livelihoods on things like this, so don't be afraid to use them. Other things as well, you could use things like Airwin, which basically helps put your codes, put your website onto other websites that offer out things like discount codes or offers. It's a really good way to basically try to push your product on other pages that will happily talk about you, because it gets them potential commission on the sale. The 4th thing is influencers. Yes, you're thinking of people who just live in Bali, that sort of thing, but a lot of people, for example, there is a big like mother niche when it comes to the UK or even all around the world, is that people would give these sort of mothers who are influencers online free products that will push their products to other mothers, which is a great way to basically spread the word, as they're a trustworthy source when it comes to your sort of product and your sort of niche. And the last thing, the 5th thing when it comes to this section, is also email marketing. If you are building up an email list within your website, people who have purchased before or people who have just logged in but didn't make a purchase, you could email these people numerous things. You could email them discount codes, you could email them out offers, news. You could even set up emails such as abandoned cart. So if people do add something to the cart and then disappear, you could easily just email them, by the way, you're missing this from your cart. Very, very handy thing to have. So that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments what is affecting your sales when it comes to your e-commerce website. And if you're interested in Google Ads audits, I offer free Google Ads audit. Just see the link in the description, and I'd love to help you out. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.